Hello.
Good morning. Well,
good after morning.
Day.
It's 11.
Day.
It's morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome to Needles at the Ready. I am Kevin.
I'm Ray.
Today is Saturday, November 25th, 2023, and this is episode
100. Woohoo!
So we thought we got a little fancy and dressed up for you all.
We forgot to turn the music
today.
off downstairs. You think that's going to get us in trouble
so if
YouTube picks up?
If you're new here, we do have a bird. His name's Skylar. He's a parakeet, and sometimes he whistles, and you may hear every now and again. So
I'm going to shut the music off, though, because what if YouTube picks up on it, and then they say, like, hey, you can't use this video anymore.
I mean, I can barely hear, but feel free to do so. Go to the app of the AI.
Her?
Yep.
And we'll turn that off.
There you go. Okay.
Megan Trainor.
It was off. So
Skylar loves listening to music.
He does.
Yeah. He gets very excited and dances and tweets a lot.
Well.
Okay, so here we are. It is our 100th episode. And I can't believe that this channel has had 100 episodes. Plus a bunch of lives and stuff sprinkled in there, too.
Okay. Got it. So the message that I sent before the explanation came in. It's actually correct.
It's accurate?
Because it's, all right. So wait, it's not what you think. So I purchased an Advent, which we'll show in a little bit. And I got really confused because there's 3 in one box. But the 3 boxes are correct because one box is days 1 through 8. The next box is 9 through whatever. And the third box is blah, blah, blah. So I got really, really concerned and I had offered to send them back. But we got that straightened out. So now we're good to go.
Good. And that's another lesson for attention to detail before you make a purchase. I'm sure there was a disclaimer there saying,
or maybe
order will arrive in 3 packages.
Or maybe I should have looked at all 3 boxes.
You guys love our hats?
So yeah, we have fun little hats.
They're a little sparkly.
Mm-hmm. It is episode 100.
Here we are.
We are not far from 4 years of doing this.
I know, January.
Thank you to everybody who...
This is technically your 100th episode. It's the channel's 100th episode, but it's your 100th episode. I'm 2 episodes behind.
Correct.
I came in on episode 3, I think.
And, I mean, if we really
That's
wanted
when
to
things got really good.
It's a wrap. Episode 100 and the last.
That's it.
No,
the last.
No, I'm kidding.
This is our farewell episode.
And we've done a bunch of lives that we did not, like some of them we had as episodes, other ones we did not.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
we've done this a lot.
Thank you to everybody who's obviously new. God. First off, to all the new viewers, because we've got a lot of new viewers over the past couple of weeks. So we appreciate you checking out the channel and subscribing. We're creeping up on that 20,000, which is
bizarre.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been an amazing
journey.
Yeah, it's crazy.
When Kevin first started the channel, I watched his first 2 episodes when I was downstairs, like sitting on the couch. I watched them and I remember getting teary-eyed. Remember? I got teary-eyed the first time I was watching them. So I was so proud of you. I thought it was such a sweet thing. You were obviously very nervous, but very passionate. You had a lot of questions like, do I start this? Do I not? I really hope I can find a community or somebody to chat with about these things and find patterns and then look where we are now. So I was just really proud of you. I think it was very sweet. And then, we've made incredible friends.
I was just going to say
beyond.
If I've been trying to think what's my favorite thing that's come from doing this.
Yeah.
And it's it's the friendships.
Totally.
We've created some lifelong bonds with people who are friends or family. You don't anticipate. And one of our good friends has a saying that now I try to think of. It's instead of thinking of what if everything went wrong, it's what if everything goes right. And everything just has kind of gone right with this. It's been more than we could have thought that imagined. Would have happened, but we just love doing it. We have so much fun recording these episodes, and obviously knitting is so much a part of our lives. Yeah. We're very fortunate how immersed we are in the knitting world, and we're lucky to know have knit a bunch of designers' patterns, tried different yarns, and gone to a bunch of festivals. So we've just been very fortunate.
Yeah. And it's something that if you had asked me 4 years ago, I'd been like, you're out of your mind.
Right.
Because I wasn't even knitting then, but...
Well, because you were making fun of me for watching knitting podcasts.
I was making fun of you. I still make fun of you for being in a knitting podcast. No, I'm just kidding. But, as we joke around about our yarn stash being so big and, like, all the mess that we have after, like, a podcast. But
and it's a mess.
It is a mess. I'm looking around now like we have a lot to show. But, it's a lot of this is because of you all, like... giving us inspiration and sharing like stories and yarns and patterns. It's exactly, we've hit our goal of what we wanted with the podcast. And that's just that sense of community. Yeah. And we see it every time we meet you and we chat or an Instagram message or whatever. So thank you. Huge thank you. And then for those of you who are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel because we did send out I made a post on our community tab on YouTube, and I think only the people that subscribe to the channel and ring that and have that bell get the notifications when we make posts like that. And it's about tonight we are going to be doing a Zoom chat. We increased our Zoom capacity, so we could...
Feel free to jump in.
We've got 500 spaces available. It could be a little bit chaotic, or it could be an intimate affair. Go ahead.
I was just saying, we're not sure what we're going to do with it. So we were thinking of recording it and then putting it up here.
Yeah.
But I also don't want people to feel uncomfortable that their face may be on the internet. So,
I did put a little disclaimer, though, on there.
Okay. So that's yet been decided. So tonight we have our Zoom at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. The link and the password are in our channel.
Yeah. Excuse me. On YouTube in the community post. Because this is where we had our 100th episode. So I didn't want to share that on Instagram or...
Well, we shared it in our stories.
We did, but we guided them over to YouTube. Because this is where it all begins. And a lot of people don't have Instagram, and we wanted to make it all about our YouTube viewers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
that's 100th episode.
Woo-hoo!
And just a couple more admin-y things. We are still...
I like what my collar's doing.
I know, mine's a little flimsy. Well, I
thought
about buttoning one. Here, let's do it.
We decided to go sans tie.
Yeah, I didn't want to do a tie.
I didn't want to do a tie
Okay,
either.
so...
Oh, but it's a little crumbly.
It's fine.
Crinkly.
So we have our Gifts by Folk 2023,
yes,
which is going on until the end of December. We've mentioned it before. It really was just it's a way for us to support the vendors who were affected by Woolen Folk, I guess, it just didn't live up to their expectations. Some of them had very low sales or no sales at all. So we thought it would be a good way as a community to come together and support them. So if you purchase something from any of those vendors and there is a link to a Google form with all of them listed below.
Yes.
Just use the hashtag GiftsByFolk2023 on Instagram and you are entered into the giveaway. And we showed some prizes a couple weeks ago, but
we'll show some more maybe in the next episode.
Yeah, we have some from
refresher.
Lola Bean Yarn Co., Clinton Hill Cashmere. I know we have another one on the way. We have some from Cottontail Fiber, Seven Sister Arts, Tina's Toasty Toes, and Seventh Floor Yarn, because they were all vendors at New England Fiber Festival that we went to. So in addition to that, we also have a giveaway for our 100th episode.
We have 4 giveaways.
We have 4.
Oh, we used the G word.
That's fine. We did it last week. So we received a beautiful skein of yarn from...
Here, let's show them now. Vanna?
Please, Vanna. Silver Key Stitches.
Yes, this is absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful red. They are the loveliest people. This is on their Posh DK, 245 yards, 100 grams. It's 100% superwash blue-faced Leicester. And the colorway is Hollyberry.
Hollyberry.
Look how cute.
Yeah, it's a beautiful...
Yeah.
It's a gorgeous red.
Gorgeous red.
It's very holiday feeling red.
If you would like to be entered for this skein, use the word Hollyberry somewhere in your...
I was just going to do random. Didn't you want to just do random for our 100th episode? So we'll just do like leave a comment, and if your comment,
so no code words, you just chit chat away.
Right, you leave a comment, and in your comment it has to have
plan things very
the number 100 in it.
Okay.
Right, so 100, and then we will randomly pull 4 winners for the prizes. So this will be one.
I'm gonna let you do this, Kev, because I'm just gonna sit around.
Next up, please. Next up, this is a bag from Katie Did Bags that we purchased at her trunk show at Knit New Haven. So it has a little snap here.
It's magnetic.
Magnetic, opens up. It's quite large.
Yes.
You have a great zipper up here. I love this fabric personally.
Fabric too.
And it's a very deep bag, as you can see. So that is number 2.
Okay.
This is, I'm sure we're saying this wrong. Cesium yarn. We met them at Woolen Folk. They gave this to us, literally the first vendor that we saw, stopped us, offered this for 100th episode.
They were the sweetest.
So this is a multi-state shawl kit. So you have 2 skeins of their 75-25 merino. It is their merino sock colorway's next step, and it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like minis.
Yeah.
5 minis. I'm sorry.
And there's like little progress keepers in there.
From Twin Mountain Handcrafts, you have something, and then you get, if I'm not mistaken,
includes yarn, pattern download code.
Thank you.
And the shawl. And a shawl sandwich from Twin Mountain. What's a shawl sandwich?
We saw Twin Mountain at Magpie Fiber.
We did.
Yeah, remember it was like, if I'm not, it's almost like a pin. Like
a shawl
pin,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's
great. So we have this.
Oh, what a fun prize.
And then the last one is
from our really good friends at Pick Up Every Stitch. We showed these a couple episodes ago. This is a sweater's quantity of delicious yarn in here. I know I succeeded at pulling out a skein last time.
I know. It has silk in it.
Look, I found it. Okay. So, this is from Wild Atlantic Yarns. It's their Naima DK. 50% superwash merino, 50% silk. It's 100 grams, 225 meters. And the colorway... Oh, look, an Irish saying is on here. Many a sudden change takes place on a spring day. I'm going to call this color Spring Day, but it's probably not called that. I think it's just... Oh, it's called Signs of Spring. Stop. Oh my god, look how beautiful and tonal
it's very pretty. It's very nice and tonal.
Oh, that's gorgeous. So, you get a metric poop ton of this yarn. Delicious yarn. And so, yeah, like Kevin said, just... put the number 100 in your comment, and we'll randomly choose 4 winners, and we'll get it all out to you. And then remember, we will make the announcement on the next podcast. We will never contact you via the comments on YouTube. So if you get a message from Needles at the Ready or somebody saying that you've won, no, that's not true. They lied. So as always, reach out to us directly. You can find our email address down below if you have any questions whatsoever.
And then I think the last admin thing is we have our Needles at the Ready does crochet, and that ends at the end of the month. We have 2 threads on the Ravelry.
Yes.
So feel free to continue to crochet and post in there. And I think we have a couple prizes for that. We have a couple patterns from Austin Crochets. We have the
Austin
kit.
Does crochet?
That's what I was thinking. I could be wrong. We have the kit from Yarnia, and then
some books.
I believe we're going to have 2 other patterns, and then we have some books.
Yeah.
So we have that going on as well.
You crocheters came out in force. And then a couple of people have reached out to us via email with some additional patterns and stuff. We will get back to everybody when we can. We've been a little bit busy.
I know. So that's admin-y stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our last 2 weeks.
Let's talk about it.
It's been busy, right?
It's been very busy.
So after we podcast, the next day, we went to go see our BFFs.
We sure did.
And did a little knitting for a couple of hours.
Yeah, it was totally random.
Yeah, Kim, Kate, and Laura from the Knitting Posse had randomly got together to do some knitting. They reached out to us. So they're not far. They're about a half an hour from us. So we drove over to Kim's house, hung out, chatted and did some knitting. So it's always lovely to see those ladies.
It was. And Remy and I played in the backyard.
You did. You guys ran around.
My heart rate got up to 140 because I'm out of shape, and I ran around for 5 minutes with the dog, and I was done.
You were?
I was. Remy had fun, though.
Then, okay.
But throughout all of this, Kevin has been so busy dyeing yarn to try to get to try to get ready for our very first sale ever. So you've been so busy with all of that.
I dyed a bunch and skeined a bunch of yarn, and there's a lot that goes into dyeing yarn. It's not just dyeing the yarn.
Right.
There's so much, like, dyeing the actual yarn is the easiest of it all. It's all the stuff that comes afterwards that takes all the time. The
totally
washing and drying and skeining and taking pictures and coming up with names. But I wouldn't have it any other way because it's so much fun.
I'm really happy for you.
But yeah, so that also goes to say that we do have a sale right now on our website, which is needlesattheready.com. It is 15% off all items that are not already discounted.
Which I think there's only like 4 items already discounted, so it's pretty much on everything else.
Yeah, for the most part. And those are discounted by 20%, right. So that's why.
They're still getting a great deal.
And then free shipping to the U.S. for orders over 100 in celebration of our 100th episode. And so that's up there as well. And we'll show some yarn that's still in the shop there. And we definitely recommend signing up for the newsletter because people who had the newsletter got it a day early.
Yes,
which was really fun to do.
That was fun to do. It was like a little secret.
And so what else did we do? So we did that, then dyeing a bunch of yarn. Last weekend, we went to Jonna from Knit Together with Kim and Jonna invited us over to her house for dinner. Unfortunately, Kim wasn't feeling well, so it was the two of us and Jonna and her husband, and it was just a really lovely dinner. We got to chat, great. And we've seen Kim and Jonna out. Mm-hmm. We actually had dinner with them in Maryland when we went to Maryland Sheep and Wool, but we haven't spent like an extended amount of time with them. So it was nice to hang out with Jonna and her husband and chat and hang out with their dog Teddy, and then their niece's dog Circe. I think it was niece. I could be wrong.
Me and Circe were.
You guys were buds.
BFFs.
So we did that last weekend.
Circe, to be honest.
And then this past week, our friend Megan visited us. She was up from DC area for the holiday, so she came over Monday night, stayed with us Monday and Tuesday, and while she was here, she brought her dog, which is a mini golden doodle.
Oh my goodness!
Her name was Ruka.
Cute. Here's me and Circe while Kevin's looking up the other one. Isn't she cute? Do you like that sweater? That's the House of Diamonds by Maxim Sear.
Here is Ruka.
She was great.
She's adorable.
Yeah.
So her and we got to spend some time together on Tuesday because our friend went into the city for work. And yeah, so we did that. And then it was Thanksgiving here in the U.S. So we spent some time
busy
at your mother and father's place and had a lovely dinner.
It was really nice. It was very like chill this year. A lot of people couldn't make it with illness and working and all that. So it was nice. My mom the food was delicious. It was really good. Kevin made some lasagna and some pumpkin bread and homemade cranberry sauce
and carrots and parsnip
mash puree.
Well, not really puree. Yeah. It's not a puree.
You're right.
It's more mash. And then we went and got our tree yesterday.
We did. That was a really nice day.
It was. So we typically get our Christmas tree. We cut it down. We have a farm that's pretty local to us. We can get there within 20 minutes. And we typically go we try to go the first week of December.
Yeah.
But this year we went a little bit early. We went much earlier. We had a reservation and we got in. We found our tree within pretty much like 20 minutes of being there. And it's a freaking beautiful tree.
It's a good tree. I don't really have a good picture of it, but...
it's quite large. It's about 9 feet.
Yeah. Which is good for our house because we have 9.5 feet ceilings.
And it's not super wide, which is great. Because that's always a concern.
Mm-hmm. I have to sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you so much. This is me and my brother with our 2 trees. And archery, I mean, I don't think I got a great picture of it because you can't really, I mean, it's not decorated or anything, but if it's
a spacing incredibly
really well, we usually let the branches kind of fall down. Oh, this is cute.
Yeah, it was a really nice day. We did that.
It was.
We had some hot chocolate while we were there, and then we went out for breakfast. So
yeah,
it was a nice.
The breakfast
day.
was really nice. It was nice to not feel rushed.
Yeah,
to like just go right home after the tree.
All right, so I believe that's all the catch up. So now let's talk about some knitting. I have 1 FO and 2 WIPs.
I have 3 FOs, and
do you really though?
Yeah. Well, one of them I have to weave in the ends and block it. Okay, I have 2 and 7/8 of an FO.
Good job.
Thank you. And then I have 3 WIPs.
Okay. You have 3 WIPs. Oh, that's not bad. I have 2.
3 things that I've worked on.
Yeah.
One of them's on pause.
So why don't you go first with your FOs?
Okay. Let's go with this one.
Yes.
This one this one's the one that I have to weave in the ends and block it still. But I wanted to get this done. This is for somebody at our knit night, our in-person knit night. And her baby, I decided to shift my focus. And I showed this last time as a cast on. But this is the Flax by Tin Can Knits. Our camera's a little bit farther away. It's very, very cute. And this is going to go with that hat that I did. Same yarn. I don't know where all the labels are. But this is the Flax by Tin Can Knits. And this is the Mountain Peak hat or something like that, I think. I'll have that link down below. But I tried to do the romper and that didn't work for me. But I think this is still going to be a very cute little outfit for the baby. What was that noise? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I hear something down there. I don't know what it is. That's weird.
Do you think Skylar's learning how to talk? So anyway, this is the, it's a free pattern, Flax by Tin Can Knits. There's so many different sizes, and now there's so many different weights that you can use. So this is knit out of worsted weight yarn. It is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Superwash in the colorway Oyster Heather. But again, I apologize, I don't have the band for it. But it's, very affordable yarn. It feels, I'm hoping when I block it, it does soften up because this is blocked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because right now it feels woolly, but not like scratchy or anything like that. Just pretty stiff. Like I'm hoping when I block it, because it's superwash, it'll definitely relax a little bit.
Is it merino though? I think it's not merino. I
don't think it's merino.
It's Peruvian.
Yeah, 100%. Peruvian. Did I say merino? I apologize.
I don't recall. I apologize. I feel like Peruvian Highland wool, which is what I think they're not Swish. Wool of the Andes. Wool of the Andes is
non-superwash.
Their Peruvian Highland wool, and it is more scratchy feeling compared to merino. It's not as
I think the micron count is a little bit
soft as it, but it's still next to skin soft. It's not
totally
itchy.
So this is probably going to be a little large for the baby right away, but I think it'll be something nice that they can wear. You can still wear it, the baby can still wear it, and then next year it would probably fit very, very well. So yeah, that's my first FO. But here, maybe I just leave the strings on it.
Yeah,
give the baby something to play with. No, I'm just kidding. Please, I promise, I'm not about the string life for the babies. So that was my first. That was my first one.
All right, go ahead. Because the only one that I have, we both have the same thing. So.
Okay, we're doing the gift knits right now.
Yes.
And they're all for children, for what I have so far. Okay, so this one, I didn't bring my thing downstairs from upstairs. This is the hold please. This is the it's right here. Come on, Ray. This is the hipster hat by Petite Knit. simple ribbed hat with really cool decreases. And it is knit out of, and again, I don't have the ball bands. I'm not quite sure why. But I'm doing this for our nephew who is turning six. So I used Lane and Lotus. She no longer dyes yarn. And the colorway, it's in her Squish DK. This is the yarn. It's in her Squish DK. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And the colorway is Tree Farm. So and I did the child size for this. So what I really love about this is the decreases here. Oh, it's kind of hard to see, huh? It's a really cool...
So it's almost
so you
like...
keep this column in the middle, and then you're decreasing towards that column.
Right.
There. But because of the ribbing, it's super stretchy and squishy. It was a really simple hat. I mean, you're basically knitting ribbing. It's the decreases that I think really are super cool.
And it's...
Do you see that?
Yeah, it reminds me... Actually, I was going to bring it up. Like, I was telling you when you... It's the first time I'm seeing it, but it reminds me of the decreases on the Harlow hat.
Yeah, kind of does, like that cable.
From Andrea Mowry, the way that it creates that arch.
That arch.
To make a very clean looking decrease.
Yeah. So I still have to block this one as well, or soak it. But I think it's really cute.
And what type of cast on do you do for that?
Thank you.
What size needles did you do?
Okay, so I did the recommended needles, which is, let me consult my notes.
It's not in your notebook?
Let me check my notebook now that I'm starting to use my notebook a little bit better, a little bit more often. Okay, let me tell you everything. So the size is child. I used 3.5 millimeter or US 4 needles, and you use the same needles for the entire pattern. Look how little that looks.
I know.
But it stretches out so much.
I know, and it's so nice to not have to change needle sizes.
Oh, it was so nice. I told you I used Lane and Lotus Fiber Co. Swish DK. Colorway was Tree Farm. They have a recommended tubular cast on in there, and Petite Knits in the pattern. It directs you to the website, though there are no links to the pattern. I couldn't find their video for the tubular cast on, so I used Andrea Mowry's. And I did a tubular cast on, and then I converted it to a 2x2 tubular cast on, which are just kind of moving the stitches, like rearranging the stitches. And it creates a really cool, really cool finished edge that's quite stretchy. And I was just going to do like a German twisted cast on, but I figured let me just give it a try. And it was perfect. So it gives you that like finished edge around the top there. Like it doesn't look like it's all bumpy and ridgy, right?
So just speaking of the tubular cast on, because I've done so Andrea Mowry's version of the tubular cast on is, I believe, the Italian tubular cast on, which does not require waste yarn.
No, I didn't use waste yarn.
Right. So I've recently done a tubular cast on a project that I'll show in a little bit, but a really good tip, and I watched Jared Flood's video from Brooklyn Tweed on the Italian tubular cast on.
Yeah.
When you're doing that, you're not really securing your stitches onto a needle, especially when you get to your final stitch. Your final stitch. Was clever what you told me. So what he does, and he recommends, depending on where your yarn's coming from, is to do a backward loop cast on for your final stitch, and it secures it, and you don't have to worry about it untangling. So that's a nice little tip if you.
That is, because when you're when you're getting to the end and you're cast on that last stitch, when you turn your work to use it again, you could sometimes untwist that stitch. So, it's recommended that you make a couple of extra twists on it so you don't do that. But I think that's a really great idea. Yeah. I would definitely do it again.
I thought that was super smart.
I love the finished look of this. And again, it's so squishy.
I know. It
really, really cute pattern. Simple. And so simple.
For a child, a ribbed hat's really great because it can grow
It'll
with
grow
them
with them.
for a couple of years. It's not a one and done type of thing.
Like I put this on my own head.
Yeah.
You know, I love it. It was very quick. I think I did it in 2 days. Yeah, I did it in 2 days.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that is that. The Hipster Hat by Petite Knit. I definitely recommend that.
Okay. So next up, we both have the same FO.
Yeah.
So,
We've been busy.
started and finished the Empower People, right?
Let's see if I can pull up. Yeah, Empower People
Bandana Cowl. It's by Cabaccang. I knit mine using Into the World on their Dresden DK base in the colorway Throwing Shade. And it's knit using a US 7, which is a 4.5 millimeter. And it gives you some instructions. I think there's about maybe 3 to 4 different sizes going from a 20-inch circumference up to maybe 24-ish. So maybe 3 sizes?
There are, I mean, as many sizes as you want, really.
Yeah. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 written sizes, but you can keep going.
Okay, cool. Good to know. So this is...
And then we'll talk about the pattern in a sec.
Here is the bandana cowl. Super easy. It's knit flat, and then you seam it here. I did a little mattress stitch or seam on it. I will say the only thing about this, I wish that there was more here in the middle. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I thought it was actually a really quick. It was a super quick pattern. I knit this up in a couple of days.
Yeah.
It's a great one skein pattern. I have this much left of the DK weight. So I think like super easy to memorize the pattern. It's
Yeah.
It's
and
free.
it's easy to go on like autopilot with it too. So I also did one as well.
I knit it in what, 4 days?
Yeah.
So this is
when did I do
this is a super easy quick knit. I would highly recommend if you need a gift knit.
Yeah. And you know, like Kevin said, it's a free pattern. The idea behind this was to bring awareness to to voting and the need to vote in elections, demand equality for all people. We thought that was a great message. The cowl can be worn in your hair. It can be worn all different places. They have cat sizes if you want to put one on your cat, she even says. But this is this is from 2020, so there was a website, I'm not sure if it's still active, empowerpeople2020.com, to embrace humanity, embrace family, embody community, emphasize equality, and emancipate equity. So I thought it was really cute, and it's such a simple pattern. Like I said, it's completely free, and I did one as well. So this is for our other niece, who's same age, 8 years old.
I wonder, are ours the same size? Like it'd be
I'm a looser knitter, I think. Oh no,
they're
pretty good. Oh, yours is actually a little bit bigger.
No, they're about the same.
They're the same size.
Mine's a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So I am not the best at mattress stitching, and I didn't find the ends
look super easy to wear,
amiable to mattress seaming. So I just I did my own thing,
as
I do, and I attached it, and it still works because it's going to be in the back. But yeah,
how would you like this? How would you wear this on your head?
Well, this one's not gonna work so well, but you know.
No, this isn't. No, I think it goes.
I think it's supposed to be smaller if you want to do it for your head.
Wait,
like a head scarf.
I'm gonna figure this out. You continue to talk.
And that's really all I have. Here, do it like this. Do it like No. I think you have to do it like this.
Yes.
You know? Something like that.
What the heck did you just do? Can't. Wait, how did you put it on?
Like this. Do like this. We obviously did not decide to drink today because it's 11 o'clock in the morning. So put your head like this.
This is going in the back?
This is... No, put your head like this. Yes. And then flip it back.
No! I have a hole up here.
Oh, wait. Then do it this way. Nope. Yep.
Yeah. There we go. And then you could tuck it under the band.
Yeah, you can... I'm sure, like, there's a way... Yeah, you just tuck it under the band. So, I feel like I look like Lucille Ball getting ready to...
I was thinking the same thing. Like, when she goes to do the grapes.
Yeah. But, I mean, super cute. If this is probably how the girls will wear it. Reese is... my brother's daughter is very much into, like, that bandana style.
Yeah.
You know? So, howdy, partner. So anyway, I used Into the World as well, Dresden DK, but the colorway that I used is all mouth, no trousers. I do have a bunch left over as well. And here it is up close, knitted up, which is really, really pretty. I love that like detail on the side there, and that's only by purling that first stitch.
Yeah, so it's a garter stitch.
And it keeps it nice and flat.
And I do love the purl at the end of each row.
Yeah.
You just purl the final stitch, and it makes such a difference on the edging. Yeah. It gives it a little bit more of a finished...
Yeah, that's like your neckline right there.
Yeah.
Like that, like, isn't that pretty?
Yeah, it gives it a little bit more of a finished look than a straight-up garter. It's a little bit cleaner looking. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was a really nice little detail to add in there. And it helps it lay flat as well.
Yeah, totally.
All right, so that was it for our FOs. So we're gonna move on to whips.
Wow, look at us moving pretty quickly.
No, we're almost 40 minutes in. That's not fast.
It's not fast.
No. Let's talk about our whips. You have 3. I have 2. So you may go first.
Okay, let me clean up some things. All right, so let me show you this one. I don't have much progress. But I do have progress. This is going to be for my father, which is not a secret. And I've been working on this for over a year. So now I'm hunkering down. Have you really? I'm pretty sure. I
think you got the yarn last year from Knit Picks this week, like Black Friday or their deals? Big sale.
I know I did. I got a really screaming good deal on the yarn. The yarn that I'm using... Again, I don't know where any of my ball bands are. I usually save everything, which I'm very...
Well, look.
So, it is Knit Picks Simply Wool in the colorway Winkle and Wanda. So, it's like a marled, and the idea behind this is that it's Simply Wool, like it's very limited... amount of any like processing or dyeing.
It's all undyed.
Yeah, it's 100% non-superwash natural wool, and it's in 2 different colors. So Winkle is one colorway, Wanda is another colorway. They have both in solids or the marled version. So I think it's called like Simply Wool Twist, maybe, is the one that has the 2 different colors in there. Okay, so this is the Ivan by Veronique Avery. This is a cardigan that Kevin has knit before. It's by Veronique Avery of Brooklyn Tweed. It's a really cool, very oversized cardigan with some cool like sleeve details.
Yeah, it's got
finishing
like a tulip sleeve. It's probably about a 3/4 length. It's meant to be oversized, so it's very large. Yeah. It has a ton of positive ease. It's very comfortable. I knit mine last year out of Simply Wool as well, and it's a beautiful yarn to work with. It blocks really well, and it doesn't pill much.
Right. And so my dad saw his version, and my dad never asks for anything, and he had mentioned to my mother that he wants one, so of course I have to. So sorry, Dad, it's taking a little bit longer. My plan is to have this hopefully done by January, we'll try to have this done. So I did show this. I finished the back, which is a lot of knitting because it is so oversized. But I love the fabric, and this yarn is actually really, really, really nice. It's also very affordable. And then I started the right front panel And so I have the ribbing done, almost done. This is it doesn't matter the right side, it's just ribbing. So you do a fun detail when you're doing the ribbing for it, because this is going to fold in on itself one way and become like the button band, right? So you're doing ribbing for one side, you're doing like knits and purls, and then like a different type of ribbing on the other side. So I just like how it's knitting up. I think the stitch definition is really, really good. And I'm loving these, even though I don't need them on this, but they're very cute.
I know those were supposed to be mine, but that's okay.
They could be yours. You just don't have a project that you need it for right now.
No, because I took other ones because those weren't in there. That's fine.
They were in there. I dumped them out on the couch and I looked. They are. Here, how about this? You can keep these.
Nope, I don't want them anymore.
And you know where
Thank
you
you
can put
so
them?
much. Thank you so much.
So,
Thank you.
That's my first work in progress, and I'm just kind of plugging away at that. Gift knits are taking priority right now because I'm feeling a little bit of a crunch.
They are, and I did not do my gift whip last week, which
Excuse me.
I have to focus on that today.
I
didn't do so.
Sweater?
Yeah, kind of the way that we've been handling our gift knits, because like we enjoy doing it, but we are also procrastinators, so we wait to the last minute. So the way that we've been working on it, or the idea was like, oh, let's start the week by working on a gift knit. Once it's done, then we can move on to knitting for ourselves. I, however, have not really knit this week at all because of holidays and like getting ready for the shop and blah, 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 blah. So I didn't finish the gift knit that I wanted to this week. So I have to motor and do it today. All right, so I have two whips. So my first one, I'll show this. I showed last time. It is living in my French Supply go bag, which French Supply is no longer a business.
But their pattern is out there. I think,
yeah, you can make this if you
kits.
want.
Yeah.
So this is my jelly roll blanket. When I have had time to knit, this is about all I've had the headspace for. So jelly roll blanket by Kay Jones. I am following the pattern and I'm using fingering weight yarn. And part of it's just because I feel like it's going to make a lighter...
I love those sweaters.
A lighter blanket. So here was my first color. I was here last time you guys saw it. So I've made quite a bit of progress. This, I actually think this might be my yarn. I think this might be Frozen Grasshopper.
It looks like it.
This is Amanda...
I'm actually wearing Frozen Grasshopper on my feet.
This is Amanda Knits. I didn't use it all. This is Paul Pine. Right? Yeah. I didn't use it all because I do have quite a bit left. So I figure I'll use this throughout the blanket. I didn't want really long.
Right.
Chunks, I guess. Or blocks, rather. And now I'm using... I think this is Amanda Knits as well. I don't know. I just grabbed a bunch of bags from...
That's how we store our leftover yarn.
This one didn't have a tag with it. So... And then here are my next couple. This is mine. This is Rhubarb.
Yeah.
This is Lolo Did It in Magic. This was the Harry Potter Club. So that's going to go in.
It's marked with a D, so I think this is from my...
That's from your Stephen West.
Yeah, but see, look how organized I was. I wrote how many grams are left over.
And this is from Trilogy Yarns. This is Inconceivable. This was her Princess Bride Club.
Yes.
So, that's kind of where I am. I cast on 20 stitches with a 2.75 millimeter needle. So I'm just using some double points. So I have my stitch markers on the end. And it's garter stitch. The pattern doesn't call for it, but I am slipping the final stitch on each row just to give me a salvage edge for when I go to pick up the stitches.
Do you want to switch those?
No.
I like those sweaters, actually.
No, I actually really love those sweaters. I'm going to keep them for myself.
Could we do 1 and 1?
I'll have to consider.
Well, can you just do it now? Because you have the project out? Oh, you're such a jerk.
And that is my first sweater.
I have 2 more. I'll go. Okay, this one is a start of the
Oh, I know.
Woolens and Nosh Advent. So, this year with the Advent, there is a sock pattern that comes along with it, and I'll have that link down below. But it is called Peace and Joy Socks, designed by Kristen Drucker. Along with the Advent, there's a discount code for a free pattern, so you get the pattern for free, and it's going to be an actual pattern sock as opposed to a stockinette sock. So I thought that would be really fun. And the idea behind that is, so with the Advent, if you're not familiar with Woolens and Nosh Advent, or you didn't listen to us when we spoke last time, is that you get a bag with, there are two 50-gram cakes in here, already caked up, ready to go. And you can't see like what's inside. It's snapped closed. And you have this color here, which is the color of the mini that came with it. So there's one row of the mini color in here, separating each color in the Advent. So once you get through a color, the minute you come to the next mini, you stop. So if you want to be surprised. The cool thing about the Woolens and Nosh Advent is Michelle puts in there that you can do really whatever you want. You don't have to knit it as an Advent. You don't have to do a color a day. You can make mitts, hats, whatever you want. This year was really cool. The theme is light and dark. It's inspired in part by the solstice and the annual cycle of slowing down, swaddling ourselves in creature comforts, and charging up again for the next bright and active season. So I'm really excited to see what comes of this. However, with the pattern, it says you can start knitting the cuff of the sock right away, so that come December 1st, if you want to do a color a day, which is what I want to do, then you can just get right to it and start knitting. And this isn't a surprise because this wasn't wrapped up.
Right.
So I'm not ruining anything. This is what the in-between color and the mini is going to look like. So I did two cuffs, simple 2x2. I'm doing them on 9-inch circular needles on a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. So I have two of these already done. I'm going to do them in tandem. So I'll do one color on one sock and the other color on the other sock every day. And then I have these really cute guys through his head. This one I thought was a little inappropriate because it's kind of held in place by his cheeks. You know, I think they're both kind of inappropriate where I have the needles going in, but they're very cute.
It's not like you have any other option. You only have two places.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So like, it's very cute. So anyway, I love Michelle's yarn. It's you can see like how the stitch definition is amazing. It's nice and plump. So I am ready now. Do you hear that? These are stitch markers we got from Knitty Witch. When we see her out at Rhinebeck or other places, she has like her card, and she always includes like a little stitch marker.
Yeah, it's cute.
But I thought like the Jingle Bells was kind of cute, or at least that's
did
what
you
I'm
now?
known for. That's what I did.
Good job.
So that's my whip number 2.
Okay.
So I am ready for the Advent.
So my next whip is, I think it's a new cast on.
And then this is living in an acquisition, but I'll show that in a second.
So I cast on the Core Vest by Jared Flood.
Mm-hmm.
This is here, right? Yes. So this is the Core Vest by Jared Flood. I am using Moda by Wool Dreamers, which I don't have the freaking ball band for. It's downstairs. That's okay. All right, so we're going to talk about this vest. So I'm using Moda by Wool Dreamers. It is a DK weight. It is an 8-ply yarn. I had to do some maths. I thought my swatch was correct. My swatch showed that I was a tighter knitter. Yes, because looser. I'm sorry. So the gauge is supposed to be 22 stitches over 4 inches. Mm-hmm. I got 18 stitches over 4 inches. So with that, the way that the math works is that I was getting 4.5 stitches per inch. I have a 41 to 42 inch chest, and I knew that I wanted a decent amount of positive ease because I would ideally be wearing that over another piece of clothing.
Yep.
So I went with a 47 inch chest circumference. So my 4.5 stitches per inch times 47 inches gave me 211.5 stitches is what I needed at the widest point of the sweater.
I love that you wrote all this down.
Using that math, I picked the size 2, which has a cast on of 212 stitches. Does that make sense? No, I may have messed that up.
Say it again.
So yeah, I did the cast on for 212 stitches.
Yep. Yeah, because that's what you got. So that'll be your size.
Correct.
That you're looking for.
So that's actually the size 2. And it is knit on a US 4 for the ribbing, which is a 3.5 millimeter, and a US 6, which is a 4 millimeter for the body. So I also did a tubular cast on, Italian tubular cast on.
That's a lot of stitches to cast on.
It was quite a bit. It took me 3 or 4 times to get it right. Because I changed
needle stoppers.
No, I changed my mind a couple times, and I did try to go German twisted. So here you can see, right, very beautiful cast on. Now, Jared Flood does recommend going down 1 to 2 needle sizes when you do the Italian tubular cast on, because those initial stitches can be a little bit loose. I decided to not follow that advice and just use the regular. The pattern also
looks really good.
Recommends a a ribbing section of anywhere from like 2 to 5 inches. I went with 2, and then I'm now just working on the body. I do have to do some increases soon. Once I get to 5 inches, I do some increases. So I'm hoping to get this done by Christmas.
That'll be nice so you can wear it on Christmas.
Yeah. So I will say, I love this yarn. Mm-hmm. It hurts my hands actually to knit with it. Mm-hmm. I think on this needle size, I do think it makes a bit of a denser fabric because it's 8-ply. It's not as airy and as loose.
But it's smaller needles.
Well, it's a US 6, which is something I would typically use for a DK.
I know.
I would use like a 6 or 7.
I think this is almost like a light worsted.
It could be. So I do think...
It is thick and thin in some places.
It is. And I do think you can get a worsted gauge out of this.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like that color might be better to try to do a worsted sweater with this yarn. It depends on if you want something a little bit drapier or with a little more movement, but we'll see. So I can only knit this for small periods of time until my hands start bothering me.
Yeah.
But
I do agree with you with the yarn, and it was very difficult to get a gauge. I did 2 gauge swatches with the moda that I have for a sweater pattern that's just unfortunately not going to work out for it. But I had a very difficult time getting gauge with the needles. I ended up going down like 2 needle sizes. I still couldn't get gauge. So I think you're right. I think trying to maybe do a worsted weight pattern, with that gauge, just because it is so light and airy, and it is an 8-ply, so it is kind of thick.
Well, let's think about that though, because they showed us a sample of the Dustland sweater, which is a DK weight sweater, at Vogue Knitting Live this year.
But that wasn't on a body. That was just like knit up. So I don't know how it would have fit,
But it looked like it had more... It didn't look like a stiff fabric.
True.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, my Dustland was too big.
Your
like the
row
yoke.
gauge.
My row gauge
was off. But I think it's... there are always a lot of conversations about sweaters and knitting, using your gauge and coming up figuring that out. So that was, it's beneficial to have those conversations and to be able to use the gauge that I got.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't want to go down a needle size because it was already a dense fabric.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to use my current gauge, do the math, and figure out what size I want to knit based on what I want for positive ease. You know, like, so if you can figure out how to do the math and know how you like a fabric or garment to fit on your body, you can really find the size that's going to work best for you if the size is available in the pattern.
Sure.
So
I should unbutton.
I think that's all I have to say. This didn't have a color name. It's a numbered.
Yeah, they're numbers. But they have 2 different colors for each, or 2 different bases. Color, whatever. Right, because one's overdyed and underdyed. It's right. It's very reminiscent of tones from Brooklyn Tweed, where it's dyed on a gray base or on a neutral white base almost, or cream color. So that is my core vest. Lovely. I think it's going to be gorgeous when it's done.
It is. I'm kind of excited to knit today because I haven't knit in like 3 days, maybe.
No. Usually don't knit on a podcast day, so I'd be very impressed if you actually did.
I normally don't.
Yeah. All right. I have one more. Do you have one more?
Nope, I'm done.
Okay. This one I just cast on as my new obsession. This is a kit that I got. What? I'm knitting with a kit that I just recently bought? Yes, I am. What?
No, I was just going to say, somebody had pointed out, we typically knit with what we buy recently.
I know. Yeah.
That's why we have a stash.
Disregard what's behind us. We'll just keep it covered, and we'll just go forward.
There's nothing behind us. It's gone.
Oh, it's all gone. We knit through our entire stash. So this is from Berry Meadow Farms. Carol is the designer. And we mentioned this last time. Her and her husband kind of curate the yarn and the patterns. She writes the patterns, and they put it together in these really fun pack-ups. Depending on what the project is, some of them come in bags, some of them come in like little canisters. This one happened to come in like a little cooler bag, which is super cool. It's insulated.
You think the cooler bag is cool?
Cool, man. I think it's cool. So, it's one of those insulated bags. So, I started. This is what drew me over to this kit. She was wearing, this is the Faced-In Shoulder Cozy by Carol Schumann. I think it's very cute. I loved the colors and like color blocking that it was. It's like a poncho shoulder cozy, which is exactly what it says. It's a very easy pattern. This kit included all of the materials that you needed. So if you were to do this without the pattern, this is all with alpaca wool, and I'll go through it. But you need about 800 yards of worsted weight yarn. I used US 6 4mm needles. I didn't bother with gauge or anything like that because I usually don't with shawls and and shrugs and stuff. So it's very clever. It's knit in 3 different pieces, and then you seam them together to create that look. And so I finished one whole section already. So this is done. Feel this.
It's very nice.
Isn't that so nice?
Yeah, it's
like bouncy.
I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of, and I don't know.
It's like butter. It feels incredible. So the camera is so far away, so I'm not sure. Hopefully you can see all of that. Okay. This is section 1, and then I have 2 more sections to go. Can
I ask, just because this does look quite small, does it fit the measurements of section 1? Like, does it tell you how long, like what the width and length should be? Because to me, this, it just looks kind of tiny if you're just doing 3 sections.
Yeah, so this one's going to sit like this.
Okay. All right. That makes a little more sense.
Yep.
Okay.
Like this.
Gotcha.
And then the other one's going to sit here. So it's going to go like more like this.
Right.
And then the last one's going to go
in the back.
Horizontal.
Gotcha.
So it'll be like a nice kind of shrug.
So the back piece is going to be the longest of the 3.
No, they're all the same size.
Oh, really?
Yep. They're all the same size. Okay. It's just a different variation of it, whatever. But it's garter and it's alpaca, so it's going
it is going to
stretch a ton, which will be really, really nice, and it'll still kind of keep its beauty. So I think it's so nice. I wish you can all feel this. It's incredible. This yarn is their yarn. So it's 100% alpaca, worsted weight, 100 yards, 2 ounces, so it's about 50 grams. The black is called Gideon 2. I kept them in these bags so that I wouldn't be pulling from the different yarns.
I love the name Gideon.
Me too.
Do you recall the first time you heard the name Gideon? Where you heard it?
Yeah. Is that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like after that, I feel like I hear it more often.
This one is called Abby. Look at how cute.
Cutie.
That's Abby. Right? Super cute. And then... So...
Excuse me.
Then the other 2 colors that I have that will contrast is you have this saddle sandy color here almost. Right? Like a sandy color.
Yeah.
Tannish
a
sandy
tan
color. This is Excalibur. Cute. And then this is a really nice brown, and this is called Mosey or Mozzie 2.
I would go with Mosey.
Mosey. So with their powers combined, they'll create that lovely shawl. Like I said, I was using US 6. I'm really loving the pattern. Is so easy. It's just the seaming at the end.
Yeah.
So hopefully, and I'm not the best seamster. So we'll see how that goes.
It's easy. I've done it.
Yeah.
I can do it now.
And then you're adding more of the light color to kind of to border it and seam it and stuff. So, but I love how squishy. This is going to be so cozy.
Do you think it's going to be like a shoulder cozy?
I think it's going to be like a faced and shoulder cozy.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
So speaking of powers combining, this is a bit of a tangent. If you guys were fans of He-Man as a child,
oh yeah,
and you have Apple TV, like the TV box, and you buy your movies from them, they offer all 131 episodes for $10 currently. So if you're feeling a little nostalgic and you would like to watch it,
totally
go do that. We're not sponsored.
No,
we just like.
Can you
He-Man.
imagine if we were sponsored by He-Man?
I might go. I might buy it. We never finished watching the new one, and that was really good.
It was. We only got one season.
Right. We need to watch the second half. No, the first half of season 1.
It was really good. We should. Is it out?
Yeah, I think even season 2 might be out.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, I thought that was a really good one.
All right. So, FOs are done. Whips are done. Now we're gonna move into
Breaking the Bank. Owl Post. Let's do Owl Post first.
Oh wait, let's go shop real quick.
Okay.
So
I have to step away?
Of course. So, as we mentioned, there is a sale on the website. The sale lasts until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. It is 15% off all items, excluding items in the sale section, and then free U.S. shipping for orders over $100. So here's just a little tasting of what's currently some of the items available in the shop. So there is peppermint bark. This is on 75/25 merino fingering weights. We have asteroid belt. This is on the Demeter DK, which is 100% superwash merino 4-ply, and these are the new yarn bands. This is English Violet, which is a nice deep purple. This is 100% superwash merino 4 2-ply. Snowy River. Oh, you know what I should have brought up?
What?
I should have. No, I dyed one up recently that I ended up naming Second Wedding. For whatever reason, when I looked at it,
only 2 of those left.
It reminded me of my mom and dad. I'm sure I've told this story, but either way. So when we were growing up, my mom and dad got divorced. They got remarried to each other a year later at the second wedding. That colorway reminded me of it when I first glanced at it. So I was like, oh, I'll name it Second Wedding. It'll remind me of my mom. This one is Snowy River. It's a movie that I watched with my dad a lot. So this one reminds me of my father. This is on the 75-25 Superwash Merino Fingering. This is called Spitfire. This is on the Achilles DK. So this is 75-25 DK. This is a one-of-a-kind or a single brew. It's a gray, and you can see there's some green speckles. I believe there's a darker gray with like a brown golden speckle in it still left. This is called Tiger's Eye. I was just messing around one day, and I needed to do something different.
This is Second Wedding.
It's a pinky purple.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Almost like a lavender.
You don't have much of that left. You only have 3 left.
So this is a very tonal, but there are some speckles. I'm trying to see if I could find them.
Tiger's Eye?
Yeah. So you can see like there's some areas of speckles in here.
Yeah.
So it reminded me of Tiger's Eye, which is one of my favorite stones.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have one on my bedside table.
These I love.
This is called, what is this called? Something Cove.
Into the Cove?
No. Didn't it begin with a C? This took a while to...
No, I thought it was...
Off the Cove.
Off the Cove.
Off the Cove. So it reminded me of... All right, so there's some like really vibrant blue, which is going to be the main color in this. You're going to get really large sections of this blue. There is the gold that actually inspired this colorway is the yellowy gold in here. So when that and the blue mix, you get a really nice teal and some dark greens. Got some white, and there's some gray in here as well. So when I was looking at this, it kind of reminded me of the movie The Choice, which takes place on like the coast in North or South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. They go to a beach. There's a storm that causes some issues in their lives. So it just kind of reminded me of that whole like coastal town vibe.
And I looked at it and I was like, oh, like it looks like a cove or something.
Yeah, he said cove, so we went off the cove. I think these actually would be...
They'd be really pretty together. Yeah. For sure.
So that's just a tasting of what's
little
currently
sampling
on the website.
Yeah. So yeah, go for it. Rock and roll.
Yeah, and that's available. The sale goes on until 11:59 Eastern Standard Time Monday.
Yeah. So we'll hit Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday. Which one's Sunday?
I don't think anything's Sunday. Which we did our Small Business Saturday. Our friend owns a card shop a couple towns over, so we drove there and got some gifts for some people and did some self-purchasing.
Yeah.
All right. So
Owl supporting Post. Those small businesses. Owl Post. Okay.
I have one thing. You have one thing, and that's the Owl Post, right?
Yeah. I want to see.
Oh, I freaking left my needle binder my needle case downstairs.
I don't remember.
What?
Her name.
That's okay.
Shoot.
So we received this in...
I'm so excited about this.
The mail. This is from a viewer who actually lives overseas and could not partake in the wool or gifts by folk. So instead, she gifted us some lovely yarn, which I think this is fantastic.
I do too. I can't wait to see what this looks like knit up, and I might crank this out as tubes.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
So this is called Reindeer Poop. It is on a 75-25 superwash merino nylon base by Marionated Yarns. And
isn't that cute? Reindeer poop.
It's really great. So I feel like
on
it's
their practicality base.
It's going to be probably a little micro stripey. But I think it's going to be beautiful. And it's a really soft 75-25.
You don't think this is self-striping?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It could be. Probably.
Maybe not.
No, because it says hand wash cold, lay flat to dry, alternate skeins.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. It's really great.
I just think it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. So these will be my Christmas socks. Right.
Oh, all right. So get a cranking.
Do you want yours cranked as well?
Yeah, because I have currently 3 Advents to knit. You have 2.
I do. I have 2.
All right. So our next up, I wish I had my needle case.
Oh.
I left it. I had grabbed it and then I
Yeah.
left it downstairs, I believe.
It's okay.
Okay, that's right. All right. So this was sent to us by the lovely people over at Jimmy Beans. We actually talked about this last time.
Yeah.
And then it came in the mail. So as you guys know, or if you've been here a while, we love our needle case from Jimmy Beans Wool and Delaque. Jimmy
makers,
Beans owns Delaque. So they have released a new needle binder. So this binder is very reminiscent of the binder that Thread and Maple put out. There's definitely some differences with it. So here's the binder. This is in the Sage colorway.
Yeah.
So you have canvas, faux leather, you have the snaps, and this is substantial, as you can see. It's pretty big. So you open it up, first page. It comes with these notions. You have your darning needle, your measuring tape, scissors. You have a pocket here. On this page, you have these elastics. But you also have these little, like, pockets. Holders. Mm-hmm. Then you have this page, which another zipper. This would be for your needles. I would say you could get a US 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you probably go from a 2 to a 10.
Crochet hooks as well?
You could do crochet hooks also. Then you have your pocket. This page, elastics. You have your clips. So I saw some people use their fixed circulars to put here, or you could probably do your. You may be able to do your interchangeable cords.
I'm gonna totally buy one, and I wanna.
Then you have mesh and canvas, little pouch, case. And then you have an area for a notebook, and it comes with a pen. And
the pages are removable.
Right. So then you can just open this up. And you take your page out, and you go.
Yep.
If this is what you want with you. So...
Or take the whole thing with you.
Right. Take the whole thing with you. I believe the price, if I'm not mistaken, is $125.
Yeah.
They're currently on pre-order with 2 other new products, which is like a hat box and a new type of like backpack, which we have the Messenger, and we have a different backpack, which we love.
What I think is really cool though is like if you don't want, like say you want an extra page for just like the needles.
I don't know if you can buy extra pages yet.
Oh, I bet you will be able to in the future.
I think it would be really smart to offer extra pages if you want, because for instance, I have a full set of Chagu and I have a full set of Addies. I might even have 2 full sets of Addies. So to be able to buy some additional pages and be able to kind of customize it would be really cool.
Yep.
You know, or
would be
maybe
really great if they could do that.
To buy the binder separately, and then you could have 2. One like your on the go one. But I think it's a really great option. So pre-orders are open now. I know that I believe will be shipping by the middle to the end of December, and they have it in a couple colors.
I think I'm gonna go with the indigo color.
Yeah, because it's more similar to your other... Like, your Delaque items are blue and mine Delaque items are green. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but I think it's a great option. Like, for me, personally, I've admired the Thread and Maple case. It's just not in my price range. So this is another great option if you're looking for something to store all of that. So I may move my Chagu stuff into that and then make my Chagu, my other one holder, put my Addies in it.
I was just looking.
Hold on. It's actually going to be it's much easier.
It wasn't right on there.
No, it's easier to go to Delaque's sometimes. Yeah. So I'm there now.
Okay.
Did you want to see?
This is the indigo color.
So they
I
have
thought would be really cool.
They have 5 colors. They have the teal, sage, which I just showed, indigo, which Ray just showed. They have a maroon and a plum. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I'll be really interested to see if at any point in time they offer additional pages for purchase.
Yeah. So anyway, that's cool. We have a affiliate link down below if you're interested in using that. Doesn't cost you any extra money or whatever. It gives a little kickback. Nice and simple. You just click on that link. It'll bring you right over to these pages that we're talking about.
That's a really good segue. All of our show notes are in the description of this video down below. So there's a couple affiliate links for Jimmy Beans, Try Treats, and Twice Year Cheap.
We need to do our Try Treats.
We do. And then there is another link that is a Google document for all of the makers who have provided us with discount codes for you all. Some off the top of my head are Scrappy Angel, who's also having some Black Friday, so go use that deal instead of ours. Trilogy Yarn, who has Black Friday weekend sales. Those are better than our coupon code, so go use that.
Yeah.
Katie Did Bags is up there. Naughty Knitting Sacks. Knit Swag, which we showed the huge water bottle that she sent us last week. So please look down below. Take advantage of any of those codes. And I think that's Owl Posty.
That's Owl Post. The next is Breaking the Banks,
which we broke.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so this was a break in the bank from New England Fiber Festival, but we had bought one for a gift for our friend, and she has received it.
She has received it?
Yeah, her and I were texting.
Oh, thanks for sharing.
Absolutely. I'm glad I could share that information with you. Glad that you're up to date on everything in our world.
Did she enjoy it?
She did. It's something she hasn't tried. So we saw this when we were at Silver Key Stitch's booth. Somebody had come up and show that they just bought one. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. But my mind immediately went to our friend Carrie. I was like, oh, Carrie would love this, and I'm going to buy one too. So it's just a little bookmark loom kit. We got this from Cottontail.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cottontail Farm. So it just comes with a little skein of yarn, a loom, comes with a needle, and instructions on how to do some weaving on it.
And so you weave a bookmark.
Yeah.
So cool. Like, what a great gift. And we all have, like, extra, talk about using your minis and, like, extra, scraps of yarn and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, be fun. You'll have to try that one, though, because I don't think I can.
I will. I have my Zoom loom, so I know how to kind of weave.
That is collecting dust now. Somewhere.
Oh, no, it's not collecting dust because it's in a project bag.
Okay.
All right, next up.
Next up is another Woolens and Nosh. This is the November 2023 Yarn Club. So if you have not received this, which you should have, but if you had not received this and you don't want to be spoiled, you can look away or not, because we're still going to show it. She's taking December off to catch her breath and be with her family. She did over I think 90 advents or something like that. Something astronomically ridiculous. On top of all the monthly clubs, she's a busy beaver, so she needs a little bit of a break.
She did Wool and Folk too.
Yeah.
So that was she's been busy.
Totally.
Yarn dyers this time of year are busy if they do advents for sure.
I know. So anyway, this is the November Yarn Club. You ready? It's called Holographic Glow. It is so good. We have to start knitting these.
I have knit one.
I have to start knitting some.
I'm going to do...
that smells nice. What are you eating?
A cough drop. A Ricola.
Ricola.
I think I'm going to do the one that Michael just finished.
Yeah, that's nice.
Butternut
the butternut squash one.
The butternut squash. I actually want that recipe. It's got to be a recipe. Michelle has got to have a recipe for butternut squash stuffed ravioli with a brown butter sage sauce.
Finished with a brown sage butter.
That sounds delicious.
It does sound delicious. I'm getting hungry. Good thing we have a ton of leftovers.
Yes.
All right, so that's we are never ending this club. It is so good, and she hits it out of the park every single time. Mm-hmm. I don't know how she could still stay so creative. Thank you.
So my next purchase was actually using a gift card. So
yeah.
I would say about 2 years ago.
Right.
We won bingo with Fiber Hustle. And the prize that we won was a gift card to Leo and Roxy. They are yarn dyers based out of Canada. We met Jolyn at Knit City, Montreal.
Knit City, Montreal.
So I decided to finally use the gift card, and I wanted something to have in stash for heels, toes, and cuffs. So I went with this colorway called Down to Earth. It is a tonal on the 80-20 base. Yes. 80% natural merino, 20% nylon.
So is it not dyed?
I don't know. No, it should be dyed. So, and this is milled for them. This is their own blend. And then I got a set of minis. This is their midwinter sock set, version 2. So it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and you get 3, 6, 8 minis in it.
That's great.
So I thought this would just be great to have.
And the colors are great, like, because they're so like neutral too, and you can use.
It's really good for heels, toes, and cuffs for socks. I mean, when you do like a variegated yarn, if it doesn't come with one,
yeah,
I have a good option. Or if you think you're running out, I just have some options. And yes, I know I could dye my own, but I don't dye any of these colors. Really?
No. And so what? You do you, boo.
So yes, so that was a purchase.
I love the colors together. Really, really great.
Oh, it's just me?
Well,
okay. So I also I don't know, I splurged a bit.
Yeah, I don't know where this came from.
I've wanted some bags from Fat Squirrel Fibers. We have watched Amy Beth. I've always loved her bags. I think she chooses really interesting fabrics that I don't see from other bag makers.
They're like sophisticated and classic and like modern at the same time.
They're just interesting.
Really, really good.
And you can never have too many bags.
Right.
So I purchased some. And I actually think they're really reasonably priced as well. So I got like a nice little small cottagey. Mm-hmm. I forget what this was called.
Like a winter cottage.
Yeah, they're winter themed because we don't have a lot of winter bags, and I am a sucker for winter prints.
And these are like winter, but like not like Santa in your face or something like
right.
that. You know?
So really cute. This one
is really pretty.
Is why I made the purchase, actually. And this is in a large sweater bag. I just think this fabric is...
It's stunning. You know what it reminds me of? Do you remember... Gosh, it was an old cartoon. It was like one of those cartoon Christmas specials or whatever, and it was just like ice skaters, and they fell through the ice, but it was like jingle bells, and they're riding in a sleigh, and I think it was like there wasn't even any talking. It was just like music. It just reminds me of that. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. So what I also like about this is each of the bags come with one of these handles.
Separate,
right?
Inside the bag.
Inside the bag.
Use it or not.
There are no pockets in these bags, but they are quite large. And
the quality is outstanding.
The fabric is, I think it's like a denim type of fabric. It's not a quilting cotton, so it's a little more substantial, and it has a little more weight to it.
I feel like it's a lot more substantial.
Yeah, and I believe the inside is just a plain linen. So again, it just has a little more weight than like a quilt cotton or 100% cotton. So yeah, so I got this. Love them.
And then he got me one as well.
And yours was very thoughtful because it has
the birds on it.
And
because I'm pretty obsessed with our budgie. And this could be a sweater size as well.
Absolutely.
For sure. It's like a very large shawl bag. But I have my Woolens and Nosh Advent in here.
Maybe I'll store all 3 of mine in there.
Oh, you could totally do that.
Maybe in like individual bags in there.
But honestly, I can't say enough about the quality. And we've never met Amy Beth or talked to her or sent her a message or whatever.
But I wanted to.
She's very sweet. I would love to be her friend.
She is, and
yeah,
I've gone for previous shop updates, and I've never been able to purchase a bag. So when I saw that they were still available, I was like, "Oh, let me get these."
I love that they're like winter birds almost, and then you have like your like very, very bright Probably like they're really cute. Thank you,
It
Kevin.
is.
Super sweet.
All right, and then lastly, it's just the advents that have arrived.
Yeah, and I mean, there's really nothing to show except for the boxes.
Right,
that
I'm just
going
to show you the advents. So we got the Le Garçon Christmas.
We each got one of those.
We did.
I think theirs is 13 days.
So I know that it comes. No idea what's inside.
No idea.
Yarn, a pattern, and I don't know what else.
I just love their packaging.
I know. I love the box.
Their packages. And we went the whole time without.
So, Le Garçon. And then I splurged. And I sent them a message right before I came up here. So,
do you remember last time where Kevin admitted to getting an Advent and he said that I knew about it? I didn't know about it. Thanks for blocking my head.
I purchased the Celestial Celebration from Magpie Fibers. There are 3 of these in the box, so I got really confused. We're like, oh crap, they sent me 3 by mistake. No, it's correct. So I do know.
We probably could have figured that out when we looked and there are different numbers on the boxes.
This is going to have 12 mini skeins, 1 full skein, 8 gifts from the Magpies, 1 knitting pattern download, and 1 crochet pattern download.
There's a crochet version
Of the pattern.
You didn't buy me one coming? Special? Okay. And
I think that's it.
that's it.
All right.
What?
So,
Look at us on time.
I feel like we went really quick. We just actually didn't have a lot of... No, we had a lot of
We had
knitting.
a lot. I think maybe we just talked fast. We didn't spend a lot of time.
Who knows?
It's okay. We'll slow down in the new year, you know? Right now, it's just go, go, go. Like, let's just get together.
All right, so let's talk about what we've been reading
Let's talk about...
and watching. So we'll go with reading first. I have finished one book, which I finished last night, and I started it the Friday before the prior podcast. So I have finished Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. It is the second book in the Empyrean series, which I believe is going to consist of 4 to 5 books. I don't recall the exact number. This is a sci-fi series. It has magic. It has dragons. It has war. It takes place at a war college. Our main character is Violet. She is a dragon rider. Like, she's sent to... This college has 4 different specializations. So you could be a healer, a scribe, a rider, or infantry. And once a year, the young folk go, and they go to whatever quadrant they want, right? So they kind of train their entire life with the expectation that they're going to specialize in something specific, whether it's a healer or a rider or a scribe. Violet had trained her entire life to be a scribe. And like 6 weeks prior to whatever the day's called, I don't think it's Coronation Day, but whatever, no, it's definitely not that. But her mother tells her that she is going to become a rider. And she's not prepared. So book 1 follows that journey. It ended in a cliffhanger. Book 2 picked up right where it ended. So we continue to follow Violet and all of her friends. And then it ended with a cliffhanger last night. And now it's allowed me to start watching some TikTok theories on what could be happening in books 3 through 4 and 5. So thoroughly enjoyed it. It was quite a long book. I think it was just under 900 pages and like a 22-hour read. Or 20-hour read or something.
So I just started listening to that. So I'm only a few minutes in. So I got to hunker down and listen to that one.
And that's me. That's all I read.
Oh, okay. So that's what I'm currently listening to is Iron Flame, like Kevin was saying. And I finished, since last we spoke, I finished Exit Strategy They're Murderbot Diaries number 4 by Martha Wells. And I finished Morning Star, Red Rising Saga number 3. I was listening to that on Audible. I feel like the trilogy ended very well. I know that there are other books, but I don't feel like I need to rush into those at all. No cliffhangers. It tied up some loose ends.
Yep.
There was a little bit of a surprise at the end, which I thought was really great, like at the very end. Yeah, all in all, I thought it was a really good series. It was, I had mentioned on the last podcast that I found the dialogue to be a little bit much in this last one, but I think it was because I was kind of overwhelmed at work. I had a lot going on, so I only listen usually when I'm driving to and back from work, and then sometimes in the morning, not as much as I have. So anyway, like I think on my way to work or on my way home, I'm processing like work stuff, and so I wasn't really able to like pay super close attention. But towards the end of the book, I was able to totally focus, and I thoroughly enjoyed the entire series. I thought it was good, very creative. I thought with like the world building, that the author did a really great job with that. Pierce Brown.
I think what can be overwhelming about the series is that number one, there's a lot of characters.
Yeah,
there's a lot of information that's kind of thrown at you too, and there's just so many little details that sometimes you don't realize why that detail was mentioned to way later.
Right.
And I think you can struggle with the main character, Darrow. He's being he's a hero.
An imperfect hero.
He is. A lot of them are. A lot of them are imperfect heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I, we have conversations about this stuff all the time. Like, it really depends on your perspective, where you're coming from. Like, imagine, we talk about this, with Star Wars, right? The Star Wars movies. Imagine if the movies were told from the opposite side, and all the staff, we'll call them, on the Death Star. They're doing what they were hired to do, what they kind of know.
Right.
Like, to them, they're doing the right thing. It's really, really interesting and there's a lot of that and similarities of that in this book. Like, if you're, I don't know.
No,
it's such
I get
a
it.
weird.
It's hard. It's not like a traditional like here's your hero and like they're only going to do good things and they're never going to be compromised or whatever. It's like human nature, I guess, pretty much. With a lot of the story is about what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to, set up like to be part of a caste system, and like, why do you get more than I do? Equality, equity, all of those things. Like, it's kind of deep in there, but Darrow, I think, as a character, probably, is like is an embodiment of like kind of what happens to us as humans. Like, as as good as our intentions are, or like whatever drives us at the beginning, like we're still not. I don't think that we're still. What's the word I'm looking for? Like,
it's, I don't know, because it's all like
impervious. Like, we're not impervious to being, to like putting ourselves in some like conflicting or bad.
I don't know
decisions.
I just think it was so good, and there's characters that you start with that you love, then you hate. Then you love them again, and then you hate them again, and then you love them again.
Yeah, and then maybe they die, and you're like, oh, shoot, how do I feel about this?
The deaths, I will say deaths in this were rough.
I agree.
There were deaths in here that were not, that hit me, which is not normal. Like, I can't say that anymore. Yeah. I don't know why. I get emotional reading books.
I know you do. You do.
No, reading books, I get emotional. And that,
good. I mean, welcome to the world of the feeling.
What? Get the hell out of here.
So, so that was... I highly recommend the series. I thought it was really good. And then I am currently reading the Murderbot Diaries number 5, Network Effect. This is actually the longest book. I found that the Murderbot series, I was really excited because they were pretty short, a couple of hours and I'd be done. This one was a 9-hour read, which I absolutely love this series. For those of you who have commented, sharing your love of the series as well, I appreciate that because I think the character development in this one is really good. The main character is fantastic. I love where the author is taking this. There's a lot of humor in here. There's some suspenseful moments as well. Super enjoying it. What I was going to do was put this series on hold and then read and listen to Iron Flame. But because I like this series so much, I'm going to continue reading that at nighttime and then I'll, and listen to Iron Flame until I finish the series. Whew.
And then watching... You've been watching. I'm watching a lot of basketball. Oh, you know what? That's another thing that I've been doing. I've been playing Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
So that's something else that's been taking my time. I don't play a lot, really, but
when I come home from work every day, you seem. But
I'll start playing around like 4, and I play from 4 to just before dinner. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of my playtime. But yeah, so college basketball full effect. So UConn, both men and women. And if I can catch a Duke game, I'll catch Duke. We've also been watching Harry Potter, so we've gone through the first 5?
6. 5.
5 movies. We also watched Blue Beetle.
We did. I forgot about that.
Which I quite enjoyed.
I liked it too.
Is a superhero movie from DC. It is currently streaming on HBO Max. Or Max, whatever they call it now. And I liked it. I thought it was a good story. And then we watched something else. Oh, we watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is the second animated one.
I thought we talked about this last time.
Oh, maybe we did. That's right. Yeah, probably, because it had the cliffhanger. And
yes, right. Yeah, we talked about the cliffhanger.
And I pretty much think that's it, guys.
Wow. I think so, too. That was a lot. I'm sorry if we talked really fast. We were very excited today to sit down and do our 100th.
I don't know that we did. Maybe we just don't have a ton.
Great. So get your last bits of crochet projects in our Ravelry groups. A couple of people have emailed some of their entries to us whose Ravelry is not accessible to them, which is totally acceptable. And that ends, like Kevin said, on the 30th.
Yep.
So it's only 5 more days. Check out our sale. We're really, really excited about it. It's been great, seeing people taking advantage of that. So please take advantage of that. Kevin worked really, really hard. And we want to get rid of this inventory. So please take this off of our hands. And
then if you're able to, it's really short notice here, but we do have our Zoom tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Again, in the community tab, the link and the password are there, and then I think that is everything. And
I think so too.
We will see you guys, or we hope you guys.
Oh yeah, and don't forget to put in the number 100 in your comment
to be entered for one of those 4 prizes. And we hope that you guys have a great 2 weeks, and we will see you in a fortnight. Bye.